Hey, John.
Yes, ma'am.
I am calling a bit of an audible here.
I was on time today. I bathed. I did all the things.
Yes. And
Oh, is this his highlighted thing?
Yes. So we didn't schedule a call for this segment because I found something was sent to me by one of our other associate producers from TikTok that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, this is my favorite subject, TikTok.
Well, it's not about TikTok. But so there's a woman on TikTok.
Good Lord, what are these?
Ask Courtney. She is a trauma therapist.
Okay.
And she had posted recently some little sticky notes that just had quotes that her young clients had said to her over the past couple of weeks.
Geez.
And I wanted to read these to you, just so you know, she got permission to post these. There's no names or anything, but I'm going to read you what they said and then how old the person was, and then I want you to respond to them. You up for that?
Let's do it.
All right.
This will be awesome if the trauma therapist says things that I've said exactly opposite of.
This is like the world's saddest lightning round. Just to let you know. All right, The first one. This is from a 6-year-old. If I ran away, my parents wouldn't know. They don't say goodnight anymore.
Oh, my gosh. So children have one love language, and it's presence. Not presence like wrapped up with a bow on top, but presence, Presence. And bedtime, I think, is one of the most critical times because the whirling dervish energy stops. If you do one thing, parents, have dinner with your kids. The research is really clear on that. The second thing is have a bedtime routine where you get to touch your kid on the face, look them in the eye and say, I love you. Hope you've had a great day. What's your best thing to happen? What's the hardest thing to happen? And I'll be here in the morning. Golly.
All right, the next one is from a 16-year-old. Being alone in my room is okay. It doesn't mean I'm suicidal or sad.
Man. Yeah, as kids get older, this is hard, man. So when kids are younger, parents often use their kids and their questions and their ability to give wise answers to these little kids, and they're driving them all over the community as a way to fuel their self-esteem. I am who I am because I do all these things for this kid, and this kid relies and needs me. Then when a kid turns 15, 16, or 17, they start developing autonomy. I just need some space. I need some time to think. I need to wrestle with the world. I got to do homework. I don't have time to talk to you. I don't want to do gymnastics anymore just so you feel better about yourself. And then parents begin knocking on the door. What about me? What about me? What about me? Come out of your room. What are you doing in there? Why are you Checking on your kid is very important. Letting your kid know they're loved is important, but also giving them some time to have their own space. And moms and dads, if you feel, oh man, you're getting me fired up. If you feel like, well, who am I then? That's a you problem, not a kid problem for your 16-year-old to solve. Ugh. Okay, go ahead.
As a parent of a 16-year-old, I don't like that one. All right, this is from another 16-year-old. My mom says, in a minute, and hours go by. This is why I yell. This is why I yell and demand. She forgets me.
Dude, guilty as charged on this one. Guilty as charged. Parents, when you say in a minute, that means 60 seconds to your child. Unless you lie to them. And 1 minute means 14 minutes or 30 minutes, or when I get done looking at this website or I get done scrolling Instagram or Pinterest for a while. Say in 10 minutes, say in 15 minutes. And when your kid starts yelling and demanding your attention, remember, behavior is a language. Don't ask yourself, why is that kid causing such a ruckus? Ask yourself, what is my kid trying to tell me? Oh, they don't know how to say, hey, dad, you're a liar. Hey, mom, you're a liar. They do know how to say, look at me over here. Oh, you won't look at me? I'll smash this vase. I'll do something because I just need to know that you love me. Whoo! Okay.
All right.
I'm called out on that one.
From a 15-year-old. Lying to me when I ask if you are okay makes me not trust myself. I am connected to you.
Yep, that goes back to one of the things I've said over and over on this show. If you're not okay, one of the greatest gifts you can give your kids is to be honest with them. Because if you don't, they're going to think they're crazy because they feel you not being okay. And They're going to wonder what is wrong with them that mom lies to me, that dad doesn't tell me the truth. They're going to wonder what is it about mom that I'm doing to make her not feel okay. So if you're not okay, if you have a bad day at work, you got a hard day at work, your boss laid into you, you've got troubles in your marriage, you got financial challenges, obviously don't tell the kid, we're going to lose the house. But do let them know, yeah, mom's under a lot of stress. And sometimes I don't do a good job letting you know that I love you. And my stress isn't your fault, but I'm so grateful for you, right? Being honest with your kid. Don't ever say the words, nothing, honey, it's fine, because that's a lie. It's a lie, and it's a lie that's going to make your kids feel crazy.
Whew. All right, from a 7-year-old, I feel like a bad kid when I make a mistake, usually because my parents think I did it on purpose.
They don't think you did it on purpose. Here's what parents think. They think that kids are their report card, that kids are their scorecard, and when kids mess up, it's a reflection of me. You left the milk out, which somehow ties back to me being a bad parent, not being you being 12 and you're off in la la land, or you didn't get enough sleep, or I let you eat 7 hamburgers yesterday. Nothing to do with that. It has to do with you're my scorecard. You're my walking report card. And every mistake you make as a 7, 9, 12, 17-year-old reflects on me. And that's bullcrap, parents. Stop. Kids make mistakes. Why? Because they're kids. We teach them, we hold them accountable, but they're kids. They're kids, man. Jeez. Sorry, I can hear you breathing. These are getting me fired up, man.
All right, this is from a 9-year-old. My mom is too busy, she says, but she texts her friends all day. Why not tell the truth? She's just avoiding me.
9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 15-year-olds. 15-year-olds do. Little kids don't know how to ask, hey, mom, why are you avoiding me? They just internalize it, and they wonder, why does she love that little shiny box more than me? What is so annoying about me? What does that little shiny box have that I don't have? And those kids will spend the rest of their life making up stories about it or trying to solve it, either through burning your house down or making straight A's and marrying the perfect person because they're trying to win your love. And mom isn't trying to avoid you, but that's a story a 9-year-old makes up so they can sleep at night because mom's spending more time with the little digital box than she is with her kid. Put your phones down, parents. And this is me. This is the pot talking to the kettle here, man. Jeez Louise. These are convicting, Kelly. Thanks for ruining my day. I was already having a not great parenting morning, so thanks for kicking me while I'm down.
Sure. All right, 10-year-old. Taking away all that I love doesn't motivate me. It makes me feel hopeless.
Yes. Okay. Listen, I probably need to do a whole segment on the show on this. When you punish a kid with, I can do what I want because I got bigger muscles than you, or I've got more power than you. You did this, so I'm taking away this. You did this, so I'm not taking you to the zoo anymore. You did this, so no video games for you. The kid doesn't get the correlation. They then start acting so that they don't lose relational capital with mom and dad. They don't actually learn and adapt to the new behaviors that we want. That's why it's so important to teach kids that they get to choose. So in my house, there's seasons when if my son gets in trouble and he can't, I don't know, let's pretend we had an Xbox. We don't have one of those, but if we had an Xbox and he makes a bad grade, I can go in and say, you got a bad grade, so I'm taking the Xbox, which is me saying, I've got bigger muscles and I've got power and your life will be about what I want. No. I will say, hey, in this house, we have this standard of academic excellence. Nothing is more important than your grades and your character right now. And here's the standard I've set. You can choose to meet it or not. That's cool. Your choice. And so if you don't meet it, you're just choosing to not play the Xbox for the next 6 weeks. That's cool. That's your choice. And my son is going to learn that he has responsibilities and choices in his life, and the consequences are things that he chooses. You can choose to not drive the speed limit, and you're choosing to get tickets. You're choosing to go to jail. You're choosing to kill somebody crossing a street. That's your choice. And there's consequences and accountability on the back end of it. Not, you can't. You see what I'm saying? Golly, dude. Don't flex on your kids. They're kids. Teach them how to make choices. Sorry.
All right. This is
Keep on, Kelly. Jeez.
This is a 13-year-old. Telling me that you're disappointed in me kills me. I didn't do what I did to hurt you. I was just learning.
Oh, boy. You answer this one, Kelly.
No, thank you.
Parents, your 13-year-old should not have the power to regulate your emotions because you're an adult and they're a child. I don't give my kids the power to make me mad. I sometimes choose to be angry, and I use that kind of language. My kids don't have the power to frustrate me. I can choose to be frustrated, and I let them know. I'm choosing to be frustrated right now because I've asked you 4 times to do X, Y, and Z, and you've chosen not to. I'm choosing to be frustrated. But I don't tell them, if you do that, I'm going to get mad. Or if you do something, I'm going to be really disappointed in you. You don't have that kind of strength or power because I'm an adult and you're a child. Parents, when kids feel like they're responsible for the emotional regulation of the adults in their life, they crumble under the weight because they can't carry it because they're kids. So if you find yourself angry, you find yourself frustrated, you find yourself lashing out, you find yourself all raged out and mad at your kids, that's a you problem, not them. You have to ask yourself, what is it about a 9-year-old that is making me lose control? What is it about a 16-year-old that's making me rage out? That's a you question, not a 16-year-old kid question. Because here's my promise. That 16-year-old gets compliant real fast. You're still going to have that rage. You're just going to direct it at your boss, at your partner. You're going to direct it at the mailman. You're going to direct it at politics because that's a rage problem that you have. Your kid's just an easy target. You solve you. Quit asking your kids to carry you, your emotions. Ugh. Okay, there we go. Next one.
13-year-old.
Hey, I can just feel people like unsubscribing as we go down. Like, I'm out. No,
I don't think so, because I think that as parents, we all see ourselves in some of these. From a 13-year-old. When I annoy my mom, it's because I want her attention. I don't get it any other way.
Yeah. It goes back to the first one up here. The number one way kids absorb love is through presence. Not always attention, but presence. Mom is here with us in the room. She's not sitting there like an organic lump of matter, but she's 2,000 miles away on Pinterest. Or dad is sitting there on the chair with his feet propped up watching TV. He's not with us. Presence is a huge deal, and kids will go to the ends of the earth. It was when a trauma psychologist, it was a buddy of mine, told me, hey, dude, you know straight A's is a trauma response too sometimes. And I was like, say what? And he's like, yeah, dude. Kids who don't get adult attention will set something on fire. They'll hit somebody in the face. They will become emotionally dysregulated, or they'll be the best player on the baseball team. They'll give up every weekend of their life chasing a silly little ball, traveling all over God knows where, spending tens and tens of thousands of dollars of their parents' money just so mom and dad will look at them and say, we're proud of you. Kids will give it all up, including their freedom. They will take punishment if you'll just show them that you're present with them. And sometimes it takes a kid hitting somebody or burning something down or dropping something for parents to snap out of their la-la land and just be present. Be present, man.
My parents are better off divorcing.
I feel like I'm just talking to myself. I'm just talking really frustrated to this camera here. I'm just talking to myself because, good gosh, almost all of these are just calling me out here.
All right, this is an 8-year-old. My parents are better off just divorcing. They stay together for my siblings and I.
When an 8-year-old says that, here's what an 8-year-old says. My body can't handle the tension in my home anymore. I need it to stop. It's the same as when somebody says they are considering dying by suicide. I've never met one that really wants to be dead. I've met almost all of them really want to stop hurting. And so I can almost guarantee you this 8-year-old doesn't want divorced parents. His body is craving peace. And there's some real incredible literature that suggests a couple who chooses, and I use that word intentionally, a couple who chooses to have a good marriage. They make that decision every day, every week, every month, every year. They live longer. Their health is better. Their legacy changes. Their kids' lives are better. And adults who choose miserable marriages. I just fell out of love. Shut up. Adults who choose bad marriages. They have shorter lives. Their kids are a mess, and on and on and on. And so I really believe this. I think almost every marriage is salvageable. Almost every one, barring a couple of outside of the bell curve issues. If you refuse to be adults and choose to have a joyful marriage, choose to get help for your challenges, choose to learn some new skills on how to communicate together, choose these things, then yeah, the 8-year-old's probably right. Because then you're choosing to make your kids miserable and you're choosing to die early. And why would you choose that? Right. But the 8-year-old man, I wish my parents would just divorce. No, what he's saying is, I wish the fighting would stop. I wish the tension in that home would stop. I wish I could sleep without having to cover my face up with my pillow and block my ears. That's what that 8-year-old's saying. And that breaks my heart, man. Whew.
All right. 10 years old. I love my mom and dad even when they yell at me. I always love them. I wish I knew that they loved me as much.
Don't yell at your kids. Parents, don't yell at your kids. Yelling at your kids is trauma. It dysregulates them. It overwhelms their response system. Don't yell at your kids, because this kid said it perfectly. They still love you, and they're tethered to you. They can't move. When you're in a bar and you're throwing punches at somebody, they can run out the door. When you're a 10-year-old and your dad is yelling at you, they got nowhere to go, and their bodies can't absorb it. Parents, don't yell at your kids. Whew. Hey, let's do some more, Kelly. Good gosh.
Last one.
Hey, we'll do one more, but you got to promise that next time it's going to be all just joyful things.
Yes, it'll be puppy dogs and rainbows, I promise.
Well, puppies poop everywhere.
Well, actually, this one's about the dog, so we probably shouldn't use puppy dogs.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This is from a 7-year-old. My dog gets more attention. Dad says it's because the dog can't talk, so I stopped talking.
I don't think I even need to respond to that. This father isn't worthy of that 7-year-old's love. Whew. That one's going to make my... I'm going to leave it at that. I'm out.